Hello, Stationeers. Welcome to a new series. This is the Vulcan Getting Started Guide. This is in parallel to the Venus Getting Started Guide that I already did. And we're going to be traveling to this, my home planet of Vulcan, my favorite planet in the game so far. And what makes this unique is that it's hot, but it has volatiles in the atmosphere. You really don't want to mix oxygen with the atmosphere here. You'll see that the temperature range is 127 to 620 C. I think the 620 C might be a typo because it's actually 400 Kelvin to 950 Kelvin, and 950 Kelvin is actually 677 C. So it's actually a bit hotter than that. Um, Now, the nighttime air actually makes it a little bit more survivable than Venus heat-wise. So really you just have to stay inside during the hottest parts of the day. Just to get some of the rules out of the way here. So I try to play this as vanilla as possible, no mods. And the point of this is to show that it is a difficult planet, but to kind of get people up to speed so that you could play if you're more the builder type and you want to learn how to get through the first few days so you can get started here. It really is a neat planet to play on. And this is just to teach some game mechanics that you can use to get you started. I'm playing on Stationeer difficulty, which is the hardest difficulty, and it means that you have to open your visor to eat or drink. And we're playing with a 1.0 thirst hunger rate. Again, I said as vanilla as I can make it. Um, we're not going to use any, glitches and anything that is definitely a glitch, but also things where, there's a little bit of controversy about it making it too easy or something. So I'll just go through a bit of those now. You won't, you have to open your visor to eat. You can't use, there's a bit of a glitch with tomatoes. Apparently you can eat a tomato without opening your visor. We're not going to use that. Um, I can't open the visor in too hot of an environment. So the game will kind of let you do that. You could open your visor in a super hot environment, take a drink, and then close it, and you'd be fine. We're not going to do that. We're going to limit ourselves to a breathable atmosphere. So a breathable atmosphere I'm defining as 0 C to 50 C, since that's when the suit alarms go off, and try to make it as breathable as possible. Obviously, you can't open it in Vulcan atmosphere because you're going to turn yourself into a human torch because the oxygen in your suit is going to mix with the volatiles in the atmosphere and light on fire. We're not going to use any item duplication bugs or glitches, so we can't resmelt ore over and over to get oxygen. Not going to use any vacuum cooling. I know there's a big debate about vacuum cooling. I'm okay with vacuum cooling if you're on the moon because you can radiate heat into space. We're not going to use any vacuum cooling here, like building a box, sucking all the air out and putting radiators in there and just imagining that it magically goes somewhere else. Um, there's a bit of a glitch with the new heat exchangers. Apparently, if you connect the inputs or all of the connections together, it kind of works like vacuum cooling. You can make heat just kind of disappear into it. We're not going to do that. Now the fire extinguisher. Some of you may have seen my earlier video about the fire extinguisher. I love that the fire extinguisher actually kind of has a neat alternate use. You can actually use it to cool down atmosphere in a room, but the problem is that it has infinite ammo. So I love the MacGyver aspect of it, um, but I don't think we should use it because it's too OP. So what I've decided to do is until the devs, rebalance it a bit, I'm gonna rebalance it myself and say you can only use it once. That's the limitation I'm putting on myself. So you get one shot out of the fire extinguisher, you gotta make it count. So without any further ado, let's get started here. Now, our strategy on this planet is um, it's all around water. They dump you on this planet and they forget to give you the big tank of water that you normally have, say on Venus or on another planet. And so that's going to be our biggest problem. And they only give us 3 water bottles. There's one of them. Let me just reorganize my stuff here. That's what I do first. in my inner suit, in my uniform, I like to just keep my emergency supplies, which is duct tape and a medical pill. Swap out my tool belt and belt again. We're going to have to do a lot of welding, so let's get the biggest battery we can in the welder. And we're going to find north here. Now the reason I'm doing this is I want to make sure there's nothing to our north, and this is purely for aesthetic reasons. If there was a big mountain in our way, I would just restart. And that's not for strategy, that's simply because on Vulcan the sun goes quite a few degrees to the south, and you can safely put north windows on the base. And so I want to line the whole north side of the base with windows, and I want to be able to see out and see the pretty cool view during the day, since you can't really go out during the day. Let's grab some building supplies here and get started. So, the basic layout of the starter base, or the first base, is going to be 3x4. Now I want to build it up a couple levels, so I'm actually going to build these legs. This is something new I'm trying. Basically because I want, as I said, I want to be able to see out a longer distance just because it's cooler, but I also want it up high enough where if I'm far away from it, I can see it a little easier in the distance. That's going to help me find my way back at night or during the day. Just might be a little bit cooler. Now, it has this little pop-ups 2x1 section here. You'll see what that is in a second. Let's start welding ourselves up here. I'm going to weld all these top frames here. This is going to be the floor of our base. Let's turn on the jetpack. Now there's two little areas in here. The reason we've got this little pop-up area in the to the right here in the center is we want to block off two areas. One area is for a breathable room. That'll be the one that we're going into now here. And the one that we already welded up the floor of, that's going to be where we store our food in some cold storage. They've just recently added food decay, and it's a serious problem. So let's start with windows. I'm putting these along the north wall. I skipped the spot where the airlock's going to be. That's going to be a wall. But the windows, everything on the north wall otherwise can just be a window, and we won't be letting any heat in if we use windows only on the north side. Essentially, the game models sunlight, and any sunlight coming in is going to warm up any grid space that it hits. Now let's get a roof on here. So I put all the walls on the inside of the grids, and I'm putting the roof on the top side of the grid. That is for a strategic purpose. For the inside, I just want to be able to mount things on it, and for the roof, I want to be able to see the underside of the solar panels we put up there, just because it's useful to look at it and see how many watts it's drawing. It's also useful, sometimes if you can get the angle right, you can actually repair the solar panels with duct tape from the bottom. I don't know if that's a glitch or not. I'm not really too worried about it. That one and that one. Is that all of them? That's good. Since I'm likely to forget about it, I'm going to put the window in that far one. That's good. I'm not going to put the windows in there because I'm likely to crash into it when I'm coming back from the lander. Okay, let's get the solar panel mounted. We put it right above the airlock. And we want to face it south, so away from the windows. That's good. Now let's start unloading things from the lander. We need to get it inside. We're going to start with the food. You don't need to get everything. I'm going to leave the communication stuff outside. It won't melt or anything. Let's do some loads. Might be better if we drop off some of this other stuff. Okay, so in terms of what goes in this area, we want all the water. We're going to need a can of food, all the other cans of food. We want 5 cans of food in this area. I think there's another can that I left over in the lander, so we'll put that one in the other area. Okay, start these. these cereal bars, they decay significantly faster than the cans, so we're going to put those in the snack and breathable area as well. Let's get all of these useful things off here. Keep going. Okay, cereal bars go in the breathable area. Try to keep things kind of organized. Actually, we're going to need that over there and that over where the food is. Oops. I meant to drop that. Don't need the tracker. Okay, we got rid of all the other stuff. Now we should be able to take more with us every time. That's the miscellaneous crate. We definitely need the batteries. We're going to need the fire extinguisher with our one shot. Portable scrubber, we don't need the air conditioner right now. Let's definitely get the food and the water and these other building supplies and the appliances, auto lathe machines, all that kind of stuff. Grab one of these. Where did I leave the base? There it is. Very good. Now we're going to put that last can over in the breathable area. Leave the fire extinguisher there. Water can. Just stack these machines on the floor. Let's keep the solid fuel generator with us for now, because we might as well just throw that on the roof. That's where it's going. That's backwards, so kind of point it this way so the infeed's on this side. That's good. Okay, we need all those things. Don't need the communications kit. Anything left in there? All right. Let's just take this with us. And the sun's starting to come up. All right, we're out of time. If you have a little bit more time, maybe if you're not building up as high as I was and didn't waste that time, not a bad idea to grab some ore, but we're not quite gonna need it. Let's grab the oxygen tank and get it inside. We're gonna put it in the near side cubby hole in there. It's gonna be pretty easy. Turn off the jetpack, we can walk. There we go. I'm going to stick that on the left in here. I can access the little hole to put the oxygen tank canister in. And let's seal ourselves in for the day. Good, not bad. So it's still 133 degrees in here. That's not bad at all. We can survive that temperature for a long time. Let's get rid of all this stuff. Very good. Now, first things first, we have to deal with our food. That food is decaying, not just because of the temperature, but because there's a lot of pollutants and stuff in the atmosphere. It's not good for it at all. So let's seal it in here. We're going to use windows as a temporary airlock. We need sheets. We're running low on sheets, but we have just enough here. We're going to need the fire extinguisher. We're going to need the scrubber to create a vacuum. All right, let's seal ourselves in. Now, the scrubber just barely fits in here with me. Let's stick it that way. Of course, it won't let me by. Let's see if we can move it. I usually use the drill battery in here. Turn it on, and let's start pulling a vacuum. Okay. See if we can straighten this around a bit. There we go. That's better. Okay, so it still shows that we don't have a vacuum here. We have nil over here in our external monitor. So there's nothing in this grid, which is kind of weird, but there's actually still something in this grid. I find that strange. let's just wait until we get a perfect vacuum. And we're already running low on water, on thirst. We're going to ration our water, so we're actually going to go to the point where we start losing health. And that's okay. What are we looking at here? That's all 0. Now, turn on the jetpack, and we're putting nitrogen into the atmosphere. You need up around 0.5 to 1 mol. Let's just stop it around there. 0.6. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so it's 0.6, 20 degrees because it came out of your jetpack. Now let's do our one shot. Okay, how cold did it get? Ooh, pretty good. Minus 140 would be perfect, but we're down at minus 126. That's pretty good. Good enough for now. What do these say if we look at them? 107 hours. Yeah, that's much better than the 8 hours we started with. Let's seal that in there, and they're good to go. As long as we don't open that seal, those will last a long time. Let's open ourselves up. And you can exhaust your atmosphere back out, and when you're done, I will disassemble you. All right. Oh. Now we deal with this side. That the food over there is decaying quickly as well. We're gonna have to get some power going here. This is, yeah, if you saw the Venus series, this is very similar. I'm just gonna throw both of these power controllers up here pointing down. Open them with the crowbar. Be careful not to open the panel behind it. It will not be nice weather in here if you do that. Throw that in the far one. That's going to be the one that's just charging and not actually powering anything. Take the big battery out of the welder and put it in there. And now we hook it up so we start recharging. Okay, that's coming off the solar panel that's right there. We need a 4-way there. We need to go back to a corner and then another corner there. There, and we're charging. Sweet, and that actually shows that we're at 81% efficiency there. So it's actually pretty hot out there right now. Okay, we've got a battery in there. We've got the other battery in the drill. Let's turn that off, get our drill battery back, and let's take the drill and deconstruct it. Put it over there. Okay, now let's deal with this area. Where's the doors? Okay, door 1. Now, glass doors would be nice and is all you need, but I'm going to use composite doors. The reason I want to use composite doors is because you can route things past them much, much easier. Glass doors, you really can't run wires and stuff around them except through the top, and it's really annoying. So I'm just going to use a composite door. Okay, now going to need some way to suck all the air out of this inner room, so let's start with these vents. You have to have pointing out. Good. And we need a pipe to put the air into. Easier from this side. Let's just wrap it around like that. And this one is a straight piece, and it's going to go in there. You only need one. It's lots of volume to hold what we're going to put into it. Let's just throw this in here because it kind of goes there. And where's that card? Just throw that advanced airlock so we don't lose it. And we could probably put the sensor on. Let's put the sensor on the wall. It's going to go there. Good. Now let's start wiring things up. So we're going to come off this one with the big battery in it. It's going to power everything. Not just the airlock, but the rest of our workshop area out there. So let's come across here. We'll tee that off right now so it goes to the other side, and then we'll come up in the middle here. We don't really have to connect anything in except these vents, but we'll put a 4-way here. Good. All right, so next step is we need to suck all the air out of here. So we're going to use this outside vent, set it to inward, turn it on, and you can see it very quickly takes all the air out. So now let's open this inner door, and we'll take all the air out of there too. That's going to take a second. We're down. It still says nil, but it's still coming out of there. The tank has 2.5 thousand moles. Let's get that again. So in here we have nothing. In here we still have 0.9 pascals. Let's wait till it decompresses all the way. Oh, come on. And come on, you can do it. And almost done. There we go. Okay, now we have a real vacuum. Very good. Okay, you turn off. Definitely don't expel the gas again. And we're going to use the built-in regulator here. I want about 20 kilopascals. So let's set it to 30 because that'll fill up a little faster. And we'll watch our external meter here. We're at 13, 14, 15. When it gets to 20, we're going to turn this back off, and we're going to shut it off all the way this time because I learned my lesson recently, and if something were to happen in there, you do not want it to continue to empty its entire contents into the Vulcan atmosphere, trust me. So I keep that off all the time. If it manages to survive a fiery death or a fiery explosion, you definitely want to have some amount of oxygen left to start over again. Let's eat some food. And we might as well eat them because they're going to decay faster than we can eat them anyways. You'll see the temperature in here is not bad, 20°C. It's oxygen, which is not great. And let's fill up our oxygen while we still have lots of pressure in the tank. And that oxygen in our air tank is actually going to last a long time. Let's close this up, and we're going to manually cycle back out. Pull it in here. Now these are uninsulated pipes. They will heat up from the heat in the workshop. So there is going to be a lot of heat bleeding into our oxygenated environment. That's something we're going to have to deal with eventually. It will keep its heat or its cool for a little bit. Let's turn that off. Okay, now we got to start setting up our machines. This is the auto lathe. And we want it, yeah, we can put it right close to the wall. It's going to suck trying to put stuff in there, but we're just going to do that anyways. Let's put this one right up close to the wall. You'll see it's kind of embedded in the wall, but that's okay. And let's bring some power out here. Gonna power up the auto lathe, and we got to power up this. Oh, it's almost dark, which is perfect. We're going to have to go out and mine some stuff. We are going to run out of water fairly quickly at a 1.0 hunger and thirst rate. Let's pop this window open and get rid of some of this heat. It's a little bit cooler outside at night than it is in here right now. Good. If you wonder what's heating that up, it's the electrical equipment that we put in there. We're going to need one more sheet because we need 2 sheets to finish the auto lathe, but we can borrow that one. We don't need it anymore. Let's get some cables. We'll finish constructing this so it's ready to go. Okay, finished construction. We're doing well. Let's time to grab our mining tool, and we're gonna start mining. We're gonna need a little bit of iron. We're gonna need a little bit of everything, honestly. So I'm gonna go over here, and just to make sure I can find my way back, I'm gonna set my coordinates to my compass to 180 and get going. Okay, I'm heading back north, 0 degrees. And there's the lander. Should be around home. One thing we want to make sure we get is 8 pieces of silicon. There we go. Got 8. And a little bit more coal wouldn't hurt. We've got the generator almost hooked up. If we need a little bit of extra power, having some coal is going to be useful. while we're here and talking about it, let's hook this up. Yeah, eventually all of these are going to have to get replaced with heavy cables, but for now this is what we have. We'll tie that into the top of our APCs. Good. And we might as well start smelting. And we don't have a ton of power there, do we? Maybe it's a good time to test out that generator. Right now, until we get some chutes on this, we can only run this at night, which is really when we need most of our power anyways. Well, let's get all the rest of the stuff out of here. We've got a moment and it's still nighttime. You'll notice that none of the stuff melted during the last day. Missed that one. Let's see what else we have in here. Okay, looks good. Put this stuff away. Maybe I'll store it over here. Try to be semi-organized. There's not a lot of room. Oh well. It was organized. Okay. You know, now's a good time to say goodbye to our friend, the fire extinguisher. Goodbye. You were fun. You know, sometimes if you love something, you have to throw it into lava. All right. Let's get going here. Got some iron. Oh, that's going to be a pain. I guess you have to back up to put it in there. Eventually that wall's going to get pushed out, so we'll be fine. It'll be okay. We want some chutes if we can. Let's keep going with the iron. Need a couple to get started. Oops. And we need to go down and then over with another corner. That's good. We can do the rest from inside. Oh, don't fall out. That's 5. That's enough. We're going to need some more iron sheets. At least. Yep, I need this. I just think we need a little landing platform out here, because otherwise I can see myself falling to my doom. Let's weld this on. Good. Now I can step outside there. Good. Keep smelting while we can. How'd you get there? Get over there. What next? I need a hydraulic pipe bender. Gold and copper. All right, we can smelt a little bit of gold. How much time I got left on the copper? Oh, it's almost done. Go. Put you in there. That's gonna get old fast. Oh, need one more copper. Okay. Get out of there. All right. You can go in here. I'll eventually need you. And copper. copper in there. We should have enough. No, we don't have... Where'd my gold go? What did I do with my gold? Oh, duh. Didn't put it in. Okay. There we go. Now we've got a hydraulic pipe bender. It's morning time. Fill that in. 129 degrees in here. That's good. As we smelt, it's going to heat up, but that's okay. That's the right way. Let's connect this on, and we'll put a little inlet chute up here. And face it downwards. Good. I made too many. Set you over here. And keep smelting. Gonna need more power. At least until the sun comes around. Let's try out our little chute. Yep, I hear it going. That's good. What are you at? You're all in the way. Move over here. Go in the pile. Okay. Keep smelting. Oh yeah, you're green, you're good. Oh. You're at 75 instead of 73? Oh my. Uh, 53%. Keep some iron going. You're almost ready. Keep going. We're gonna have to have a drink. Now's a good time while we're waiting for the hydraulic pipe bender to keep being built. Let's go in here and top up our supplies. I always try to think twice before I hit these buttons. You do not want to mix atmospheres. Okay, this is 34 degrees already. It started at 20 degrees. It's already warmed up by 14 degrees. You can tell that's not gonna last long. But we're still under 50, so we're okay. All right, that's good. Let's open this inner door. And you'll see the inner atmosphere is a little bit cooler, so it went down, it averaged out to 28 degrees. Eat the rest of the cereal bar. Let's eat the rest of this one. And it's good enough for now. Close that up. Everything in reverse, inward, on. And outward, on. And open door. Okay. And we're done the hydraulic pipe bender. This one, I want to leave a space away from the wall so that the stuff coming out the output doesn't clip into the wall. Let's start welding. And screwdriver. Good. And we're gonna need power. Doesn't feel like we quite have enough. Do you have any copper? Can you make a cable? Ooh, not much copper left in there. Should start smelting some more. 5's good. That's 10 cables. Okay, you got 2. Save power. All right, let's pull you over here. Where do I run you? Can I run you under the arc furnace? No. I'm gonna have to go beside the arc furnace. And some cable cutters. Good. All right. It works. Okay, now we have a ton of stuff to print. Let's get some materials in there. And keep smelting while we're going. We're definitely going to need that because that's what we need for our water bottle filler eventually. Let's make sure our batteries are good. Okay. You are in the way. Tell you what, this pile is going to be a pain. Let's get something printing. We'll start with pipes. So this is for our water manufacturing kit. We're going to need a couple of these water pipes. Liquid pipes, I guess they're called. I'm going to need 2 atmospheric kits. We're out of copper, and you don't have enough copper. Okay, let's just throw the whole thing in there then. What else can we make? We're going to need one of these canister storage things so we can input oxygen into the system. Aren't you running away? All right, we'll put you over here in the piling system. Go. You can go there too. Stupid useless tracking system. All right. Now, you need a volume pump just so that we can meter out some oxygen into the system. What do I got here? So the way that our oxygen manufacturing system works is we're going to take hydrogen or volatiles and oxygen from our big tank, and we're going to use an H2 Combuster, and we're going to make some H2O out of it, and then use a water bottle filler to fill it up. That is going to consume our oxygen reasonably quickly. I have found that with a 1.0 thirst hunger rate, we're essentially going to consume our big can of oxygen in there at the same rate that we're going to consume the air tank in our upper right there. Essentially, it's going down, whatever, 1 kPa every few seconds. As long as we stay in the night, it won't be too bad, the night air. The big tank is basically going to go down around the same rate as that, just due to water consumption. So the clock is ticking. Our only way out of this is to get a source of oxygen, and that source of oxygen is going to be a greenhouse. That's the long-term plan. And of course, we didn't bring any seeds with us. I suppose if we did, they might have decayed by the time we got there anyways. Okay, we're going to need these. We're going to need power out to it. We're going to go with the back because I'm going to build the H2 Combuster back out there. That's done building, so I can cut into this wire. Okay, you're done. Let's keep going. Going to need you. Let's see. I'm going to need another atmospheric kit. I need an atmospheric. I need 2 atmospheric kits. And that's almost enough. I'm going to be short on copper, and I don't have any more copper. Huh. And it's almost time that we could go out. Yep. And keep going. Do it in here. Oh, we got a little bit of oxygen from the gold that's melting, but not enough to ignite or anything. You need quite a few percent. You need I think around 5% or something oxygen to actually cause an ignition, which is a good thing. Okay, we're going to need you and 3 more. You don't have any copper. Huh. You're almost down. Let's open this up. Oh yeah, it's cooler out there than it is in here anyways. Yep. with all the smelting. Okay. And first things first, we need copper. Where's copper? We're just going to head on our 180-degree direction here again. And we're going to look for some copper. Okay, so we found some copper and we're on our way back. Found some gold too. I like to grab a little gold when I can. It's hard to find sometimes. So we got some frames. Let's start building the little platform we're going to put the H2 Combuster on. In our little oxygen factory. Should I build it down here? Kind of do want to do a multi-layer base with this, but let's keep it simple for now. Before I forget, I want to get some of this copper smelted up because I'm going to need that other atmospherics kit. And yeah, 3 more. Okay, that's 3. To keep you going. Get you manufacturing, and we can go back. What do I do with you? Sit here for a second. Okay. Let's weld up these frames. Okay. Not pretty, but it'll do for a pinch. In a pinch. I need you. You are going to extract volatiles from the atmosphere. You're going to be a filtration unit. That's what I forgot to make. Volatile filters. Should we put it there? No, there should. We need 1 extra room there. We're going to come out into 2 segments with a T because that's where we're going to put the oxygen in. You're going to go, I guess, the other way. Good. And let's set you down. Oh, no, that's the other way down right now, just so we don't ever mistakenly dump too much oxygen in there. And we need to, no, T is good here. I want to put 2 passive vents on here, just because that'll help it collect high volatiles, hydrogen, faster. 2 different grid spaces here. There and there. Good. And we have to have somewhere for everything else to go. Okay. We need somewhere to put the oxygen in. Just do this. I'm just going to transfer it out here in canisters for now. We need to wire that up. And the wire is going to go along the back here. We don't need the data. Looks like we're short on cables. And we don't have the other atmospherics kit. Let's go get it. Oh, not much power either. Okay, let's put some more coal in the furnace, or in the generator, and keep smelting. I need you, and I'm going to need volatile filters. Good. And we're going to be short on iron. There we go. 1 more. These filters will actually last a fairly long time because we only have to run it for brief periods to fill up the hydrogen. These filters seem to be time-based. The longer they run, the more they wear down. Okay. We need an H2 Combuster. Yes, that way. The waste pipe we don't actually need because we're only putting hydrogen and oxygen in there. Gonna have this one a T going up, and then we need to put the water bottle filler actually over here. And it doesn't want to go that way. It doesn't want to move It always seems to want to go in a weird direction. There we go. I need wire. Okay, good. Not much we can do. Need wire, need oxygen. And I suppose an empty water bottle. Make a canister. We need to fill that up with some oxygen. And we need cable coils. Oh, good, we have copper. Good. How are we doing? It keeps melting. We're still low on power. Okay, save you. One thing I eventually want to do is get an active vent going. Are you almost done? Yes. Because I want to make I want to save my nitrogen in my jetpack. Mostly just because it's the only nitrogen we have, and you can use it as a refrigerant later. Okay, we got some cables. Let's see if we can finish this thing off. Okay. Power. Good. Let's turn you on first. Now this H2 Combuster will pull air in faster than that filtration will push it in there. Yes, so we're filling it up. 2 moles per tick, it looks like, around that. And we're just going to put lots and lots of hydrogen in there, with the idea being then we don't have to worry about the temperature igniting the oxygen when we put it in, because as long as we have lots of hydrogen and a trace amount of oxygen, we won't meet the threshold for combustion. And then the combustor will just combust it and turn it into hydrogen, or H2O, water. Where's my gold? There's my gold. Active vent. We're running out of thirst very quickly. While we go in there, I'd like to have some power going. Okay, good. Let's top ourselves up, and we need some oxygen for the combustor. How are we doing for temperature? 46, 47. Ooh, it's getting hot. We're still good. We're still good. Let's see, it should go down a few degrees. Okay, we filled that up. That's probably a water bottle and a half, maybe. Let's eat the cereal bar. We might as well top up everything. 100%. Right order. Come on, do everything in the right order. Okay, and nope. Oh, outward. That's good. Ooh, sun's starting to come up. Let's rush over there and see if we can do this. We don't need that. Okay. Ooh, sun's coming up. Black hole's coming up. Is that what it is? Okay, what do you, let's turn you off. What do you got in there? Nothing in the pipe. 600 moles, that's lots. I usually aim for about 1,000 moles, but that'll do. So let's set this down a little bit since the pressure's high in there. So we are now filling oxygen in there. You can see it's still at 0% oxygen, very little oxygen in there, and we're making water. Oh, that sound you hear? Time's up. We can't stay out here. We're actually out here too long. Let's just turn you off. Let's turn you off. Grab the water and go. We are out way too long. Look at the temperature. 230. Not good. Throw you in there. Close ourselves back in. 250. Ah. Well, I was greedy. That was unfortunate. It's an extra more than 100 degrees in here. Okay, that just means our waste tank is going to keep going up a little bit faster than we would like it. That oxygen isn't really lost. It just means if we want it back, we have to cool it down. But we should be okay. It's not a game-ending mistake. Okay, we're going to need more of these. I want to set up a little refill station for my jetpack so I don't use any more of that nitrogen, that precious, precious nitrogen. We'll keep the pick for selling to the trader. Let's see. Put it this way. And we're going to need a meter, pipe meter. Good. So one thing you can do with the nitrogen is you can make coolant that you then put in a small fridge. For small fridges, you need to supply the coolant, and nitrogen works best at -140. So you could take an air conditioner and cool it down to -140 and put it in there. I've noticed that, I mean, it should be perfectly insulated and it should stay that cold, but I've noticed that there seems to be a problem where it just keeps, whenever the sun's up, even if it's in the shade, even if it's indoors, it seems to keep raising the temperature. It's really weird. It's not supposed to do that. So I'm not sure. Maybe that bug will get fixed and we can use small fridges that way. For now, I would say just use a small fridge with leaving it as a vacuum inside. So just the basic small fridge with no coolant in it. It'll still be better than most atmospheres. Unless you, for some reason, had a nitrogen atmosphere or a really cold atmosphere. Okay. Okay. And let's pump you up. We want to get somewhere around 7 megapascals is good. Dropping the pressure down here. Okay, that's good. We're going to need another canister. More iron. Okay, fill that up. And what are we at? We need some more. Let's keep filling. We're running out of air in here. Yeah, it looks like we'll be able to get to 7. Good enough. Can we go a little bit higher? That's good. Okay, good. And I would like a wall cooler since that room in there is getting really hot. Let's make it a bit of gold. And where are we going to put that? Basically, the air in here in the workshop area is actually cool enough because it's always night air that we can actually just cool from the breathable area into the workshop area with a wall cooler. It has a technically a 200 degree limit, but you need to be significantly less than 200 degrees. But you always will be. Even if you wanted to cool down to 0 degrees in here, the nighttime air should be cold enough. Let's power you up. And we will want a passive vent over here. Right. I don't want a passive vent on the active vent one that exhausts the air because it would slow it down. Oh, I can still reach that switch. I guess that's okay. Looks a little dumb. Okay, turn you off. Should we, how are we doing for, So we test you out. in. That didn't take long. Oh, 53 degrees. So we're already too warm to actually open our visor. So let's see if we can cool this down. Should blink like that, but it should stop. Why aren't... We've got power. Why don't... Oh... Yep, that's the reason. There's not enough pressure out there. We sucked it all out. Plus, it's actually probably too hot. Okay. We're going to have to wait till next time. Let's see. If we open this, does the temperature equalize? Yes, that brings us a little bit lower than 50. We can still open our visor and take a drink. And even if it didn't, we have another trick up our sleeve. We could actually release a little bit more air from the big tank, and that would help cool it down a bit. There's a couple tricks we could use. That's higher than our oxygen, so let's just top that up. Okay, after the next night when we cool down the workshop, we should be able to use this wall cooler again. So next time we should be okay. Yeah, see, there's only 3 kPa. I think you need 6. The Armstrong limit, I think you need like 6.23 kPa for it to consider it an atmosphere, if I remember. Don't quote me on that, I don't know. Okay, so it's still pretty warm. I opened that a bit early. Let's keep going here. But it was already pretty warm. No, don't throw the... it's good I'm a bad aim. I would have had to go digging for that. That's not cool enough yet. Alright. It's cooler out here. Okay, let's wait a minute. Can I make... We're gonna need some more frames. More iron. We need lots of frames. This whole build's gonna take a ton of iron. I'm gonna be mining iron like crazy. Especially since I decided to build up higher, so I'm gonna need, you know, maybe some stairways or something. We need a whole bunch of sheets too. So like I said, we're going to be expanding to the west. The windows are on the north side, so the west is kind of behind me here. And that's the direction we're going with the workshop. So quite a few frames and sheets and stuff we're eventually going to need. Okay, it is 130 degrees, that's better. While we're out here, I just want to fill these in because I just feel like the whole thing's going to collapse if I don't do this. You know. Safety first. Okay. There we go. Oh, that's better. Yeah. Now it's looking like a base. Not bad. Home sweet home. Alrighty. You need water in you. Let's put you in there. And turn you on first, and then oxygen on. We can hear you filling. Okay, you still have a bit of oxygen, and yeah, 95 moles of oxygen, and as soon as it goes in there, it gets sucked up by the water bottle. And we don't have any CO2, which means we're safe. The trick is only send oxygen in or hydrogen in. Don't send both in at the same time. And I like to trickle the oxygen in just to make sure that the pressure stays really low. When in doubt, mine. Same as on Venus. Love the terrain here. Look how it glows. Whoever came up with the artwork for this, you know, really did a great job. I love flying over the terrain right at the morning when you can just kind of see it glowing, but the sun's coming up. It's really neat. Yeah, and that just looks awesome. Look at that. Okay, we're going on a 270 degree direction here. That means we can come back on a 90 degree direction when we want to come back. We should be able to find our base. Now I don't worry so much about using my jetpack because I'm just using regular Vulcan air. Just don't use your jetpack inside your base when you're using regular Vulcan air. At least not in the oxygenated part. It's not good for it, trust me. Okay, we've got some more copper now. You really want to take advantage of the nighttime to mine. We're going to need lots and lots of materials. Okay, head back on a 90. I can see the light there, that's good. I feel like I'm gonna fall off here, so let me just put a couple extra frames here. Don't worry, it's just lava below. There we go. Magma. Okay, you are full. Sweet. And you are empty. And you are off. And then let's top up the hydrogen in here again. So we're down to, we used about half the hydrogen. 62 moles left. That's probably enough to fill another water bottle. Let's deal with you while we're here. We don't want to wait for the storm to deal with you. Yeah, we're going to need some power. Hopefully none of you fall in a crevasse. Oh, you almost did. You're too big. And did you fill up? I don't know. Let's go put you away. Keep smelting. Good. In the piling system. And swap out these batteries while I remember. They won't charge very fast with no power. Let's throw some coal in. Good. So you notice this H2 Combuster got very, very hot. The only way that I really dealt with that was I built it outside and just said, forget about it. It's not that hot anymore because I put nighttime air in there. But it can get up around 2000 degrees. It's hot enough that if you captured that heat, you could use it to smelt pretty much anything. Not something I'm going to do shortly because the main thing we're going to need from a furnace is steel. I need some more coal. Where's coal? Where are you, coal? There's coal. And steel you can just get with daytime air. So once we get a furnace set up, we'll have steel pretty quick. Very good. No more coal. Ah, you're hiding. You were teasing me. All right, got a little bit. I always take copper when I find it. Or gold. Gold's really good. Back here. I need some of you. Grabbing all the ores you can gives you something to do during the day when you're stuck inside. On Venus, it doesn't really matter. You can go out at any time. Whenever you need stuff, go outside. It's always the same temperature. On Vulcan, you gotta wait till nighttime. Or you have to deal with all the waste heat, which is not fun. Let's just stock up. It's a race till sunrise. The one thing about putting your windows on the north side of your base is, I mean, you really get a good view of the landscape, which is great, but you don't get a great view of that awesome black hole sun that rises over Vulcan. So, but you really just can't deal with the heat right now. Eventually, when you get into the mid-game, it's cool to work on a room where you can actually see, you know, the whole sky. But that requires significant amounts of cooling for the daytime. Okay, go back to, there it is. And what do you got left here? You're okay. We got lots of ores to smelt during the day. Get that going. You are not good on power, but we have coal. At least enough to get us through until we get sunlight again on our solar panel. Good. Now that we have cool night air in here, we should be able to do our cooling trick. Let's test out that wall cooler again. Close you off. Inward on. And outward on. Okay, it is 58 degrees. All right, let's see. Oh, you're working. 55, 54. Very good. Let's open you up. What do you got in there? Yeah, temperature's about the same. Okay, that will actually cool it down pretty quick. We got to be careful that we don't overcool. I said 0 to 50 degrees. I would like to take it down cooler. I'm Canadian. 50 degrees is a little warm for me. Nice summer day in Canada, like 5 or 10 degrees would be a little bit nicer. 30. It's crazy. Crazy hot. 8.6 hours. Eventually, we want to build a little fridge and put it in there. Okay, 25 degrees. 22. So that tank in there, it started at 20 degrees and it's a big thermal mass. So it's actually going to anchor the area to 20 degrees, but it doesn't transfer heat fast enough to keep up with all the heat that's coming in here until we get some insulated pipes. Oh, see, as we're getting cooler, those amount of time until decay goes up. It's 9.4 now. 9.5. So we really do want to get it as cool as we can. Just don't go below 0. Surprisingly, heating the place back up just means waiting. We don't really have a way to heat it right back up. I guess we could release oxygen from the tank, but we don't want to do that if we don't have to. Butterfingers. Okay. 4 degrees. I'd say that's good. 3. Yeah. Yeah, 10.3 hours. Well, that's better. We got another 25% out of it. Visors closed, inward on. And outward on. Very good. Well, I think that's a really good start. I'm gonna wrap up the episode here. Look at that view. I love this planet. It's awesome. Okay, if you want to be notified when the next episode comes out, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for supporting, and this is a lot of fun. I'll see you next time.